And to mark this occasion, our Hwang Sung sat down with U.S. Congressman Charles Rangel, a Korean War veteran himself, for his views on the war and hopes for the two Koreas going forward.
So, Congressman, how do you remember the Korean War?
I try not to remember the Korean War. I was 60 years ago, 65 years ago, and it was a nightmare, a nightmare. I try not ever to think about the tens of thousands of Koreans, Americans, and people from over 20 countries being killed. But if you talk about stopping communism and the Republic of Korea blossoming to become an anchor of democracy in that area, then I wish the war wasn't necessary. But there's no question that God has been good to Korea in the recovery.
You've been honored as a war hero. How has your participation in the Korean War changed you?
Having the type of casualties that we had, you wonder, why did we survive with all of the wounded and the deaths that took place? So there's a sense of guilt because the heroes are the people that gave their lives. Their families have changed, and they're not here to see the results of that war. I can never think of a more gracious people than the South Koreans, because wherever I go, there's flowers, there's medals, there's recognition, and I really accept it for those who lost their lives.
As a man who fought in the Korean War, how do you assess the current situation of the divided Koreas?
How that imaginary line, that 38th parallel, can divide cultures and people with the same blood. I didn't volunteer to say, take me to Korea, I want to get involved in a war. But I did get involved. And I have an investment in Korea, not by choice. And I have an opportunity, not as just a guy on the street saying what a sad story, but a senior man in the Congress, and being able to say to the North Koreans, what's more important than bringing your Korean people together?
You are one of the longest serving House member in the U.S. Congress. What would you like to see the most happen on the Korean Peninsula before your term as a U.S. Congressman comes to an end?
I hope that one day, no matter how strong a communist is, that they think about their children, their grandchildren, the value of peace over warfare. And I hope that that happens while I'm in Congress, and I'll be working through those goals if I'm not in Congress. I can't make a major change, but I can be a part of that, working toward that goal, and I enjoy doing it.
Thank you, Congressman, for your time today.
Kamsahamnida, it's been a pleasure being with you.